All right, so I have my first curbed wheel.
Yeah.
And yeah. All right, it was bound to happen. My first accident. I was planning to do a video this week showing you the condition of all the cars as to how good they are, and this one's not gonna look so hot. But it does happen. It's unfortunate that it happened on the 488, which is the nicest car I have, but this isn't gonna be cheap. It's something we see about 1 in every 1,000 rentals. We'll see a shot like this. Most of the time we don't. But the story was that it was raining and he just lost control going into the divider. And here's the damage. Let's take a closer look and estimate exactly how much I think it's going to cost and what's actually damaged on it. And we can then follow along the process in getting it repaired and getting it back up in the fleet and how the insurance works, et cetera, et cetera. See, the problem is I was concerned with this piece here because that piece, when I was like, oh, we're going to rent the car out, but that carbon fiber piece in the front's really expensive. Well, that's what raw carbon fiber looks like. Front bumper, marker light. Then obviously you see this doesn't line up here because this broke off the brackets. We're gonna need a wheel tire in the front. You can see the whole wheel is completely chewed up. We'll check the suspension, we'll check underneath. It looks like that took the brunt of the damage. The airbags deployed. And then I guess I'm gonna smell that and see if it's soda or beer, but there's whatever was being consumed at the time is spilled all over the car. And then the interior is all, I mean, the seatbelt is obviously, after the accident, it'll need new seatbelts. All right. Yeah, see, like, he was drinking something while driving because it's all over the interior. Doesn't smell like beer though, probably. It's sticky, so it's probably a soda or something. But that sucks at the interior. Like legitimately all over the interior. Can you see that? Everywhere you look. And like, there is a cup holder, right? So that means it was raining, he was driving with one hand. Or she, I don't know who the actual driver was. This happened while I was in, I think, Germany. It's in wet mode. Now it's in wet mode. But even if it was being driven in wet mode, car just crossed 5,000 miles. The lights that you have on right now, AVH, which I don't know what that is, and then the airbag light. But so you just have the side curtain airbag that popped, and it gets a little bit worse in the back. Obviously this whole door panel is, I can't even imagine how much a side airbag is for this car. This is where I think it gets really expensive. It doesn't look too bad from the back here. You look at it and you're like, that's not too bad, but this got shot. And then this here, the wheel, is where it's going to get really expensive. Not because the tire is sliced, but let's see. But we probably have some structural damage in there because it was strong enough of an impact. How do I zoom in on that? To crack the rotor. See the rotor? Carbon rotor cracked there. And then carbon rotor cracked. How do I get the exposure right? There's a crack there, but obviously one crack is enough of a crack to whack out the car. Then you have the lower piece here, lower piece there that are both sanded down. So obviously a good shot. You can't really go off of the official story because the official story is I've yet to meet a person in 15 years that crashed the car, even the Ford GT. Oh, I was just shifting from second to third at 40 miles an hour and I lost control and went across the highway. It's not how it works. Nobody generally wants to own that they crashed the car, but this one has been crashed, and it's taken a decent shot. And I will keep you in the loop. If I'm going to start doing math here, and again, this is without checking any of the hubs, the suspension, any other damage that may be done. I'm going to say about 80,000 is my guess. And that's mainly parts and then $5,000 or $6,000 in labor. But again, remember, this is a car with a heavy window sticker. So all these carbon fiber pieces on the front and everything like that, it may have cost me, and I don't remember what that is, but it may have cost me $12,000 for that, $8,000 for that. But at the end of the day, I've got to make the car right. And how this all works is now it goes through his insurance. We verify the insurance prior to a customer taking the car. When the guy or when somebody crashes the car, we contact their insurance. We start the claims process. And then we go after the repair cost of the car, the loss of use on the car, which is the amount of time the car is down, a reasonable rate to make us whole, because this car can't go out this weekend now because it's been crashed. Oh, look, I also missed the mirror here. It's unfortunate. And then I will probably, especially with this car, go after diminished value, because now this, a $380,000 Ferrari with an accident on it, is going to be worth substantially less. That's just what happens. And especially if it's an accident where the airbags are deployed, thanks to my YouTube channel, obviously, the car will be well documented throughout its history, so whoever buys it will know exactly what the use was, what the damage was, what the repair was, and know that everything was done properly. But there you have it. There is accidente numero uno for those Spanish-speaking people out there. And it was a good one, and it was on my most expensive ride. So I guess this is you guys like it. I heard a little bit inside because I did buy this car for me, and because of circumstances, it made sense to put it in the rental fleet. But still sucks. Like this, usually I don't really care. This one I care a little bit. So thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the description below. And if you subscribe to the channel, if you're not already subscribed, you will be able to follow along and see this car being rebuilt. My goal is to get this thing back on its feet, fixed properly, and back in the rental fleet as soon as possible, especially with peak season coming up. But I'm shooting for, let's just say it'll take 3 to 4 weeks to get this thing completely done. But once we take the wheels off, we'll see if there's anything hidden under there that we weren't expecting. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, there's Cosmo. Hey, Cosmo. Is that your tongue or your finger?
No, you don't see me.
Or is that your penis? Or I didn't know. For those of you not familiar with my other company, I started a company called Adventure Drives, which combines driving and bucket list travel. It's a lot of fun. Our next trip, we're off to Europe in July. If you're interested, prices can be done per person. Don't worry if you don't have somebody to go with you. We can match you up with somebody. You can check the link in the description for adventuredrives.com and sign up today.